इंडिया की माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की दिव्य सोच को साकार करने के लिए माननीय वित्त मंत्री श्री अरुण जेटली ने अपने ऐतिहासिक बजट संबोधन में स्किल इंडिया की परिकल्पना को मूर्त रूप देने की दिशा देकर एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाया था। आप खूब समझते हैं कि देश की आर्थिक उन्नति के लिए, मेक इन इंडिया की सफलता के लिए स्किल इंडिया एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण आयाम होगा। May I request the Honorable Finance Minister Shri Arun Jaitley to kindly address us.
Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, Chief Ministers, Secretaries, ladies and gentlemen. Last 1 hour has almost been like visualizing a future dream. One of the key initiatives of the Prime Minister ever since the government took over 14 months ago. In fact, this plenary hall of the Vigyan Bhavan has been a witness to many such opportunities which we are creating for India. Months ago, when the Prime Minister launched the Financial Inclusion Scheme, little did we realize that in a period of almost 4 months, 160 million people will get connected to the Indian banking system. Thereafter, when the Prime Minister launched the social security schemes, in a country which is underinsured and underpensioned, in almost 35 to 40 days, we had 110 million people being added to the social security network. The Swachh Bharat has invited a huge response, and more than a governmental program, it has almost become a mass movement in India, which the people of India themselves have adopted. The Make in India initiative, the Digital India initiative, the Mudra as an agency for funding the unfunded, are all historic initiatives which we have seen in the past few months at this same venue in order to rejuvenate the Indian economy. Sir, we took over 14 months ago in somewhat a somber and a depressive environment. And when we look back, we see a huge change. And the initiative that you are launching today of Skilling India is going to add to that huge change. It's a hard reality that India has surplus manpower. The global population is not increasing. Most developed countries in the world, in fact, their replacement figure for 2 people is much less than 2. It ranges between 1.2 to 1.6, depending from country to country. The world, therefore, would be woefully short of manpower. India has surplus manpower. That's the whole demographic differential which is taking place. Do we now treat this surplus manpower and an excess population as a burden or a liability on Indian economy, or do we convert it into a resource? Till today, there has been no structured approach in this direction. Some initiatives have started in the last few years, about which references have been made just now. And to convert this now in a mass activity, we have to outline the vision that you are going to place before the country today, that we train in these various vocations hundreds and lakhs of people who now can not only become self-sufficient, but for whom work becomes dignity. Our services sector is almost going to touch a double-digit growth. Hopefully, with the kind of initiatives that we are pumping into the economy, from infrastructure to smart cities, to a lot of initiatives in agriculture, Our manufacturing sector, with the Make in India initiative, is also going to pick up. From almost a flat manufacturing growth 14 months ago, signs of revival are almost visible. And it is each of these areas which will see the need for a huge amount of manpower. And this manpower needs to be trained in order to accomplish the challenges before the Indian economy. The opportunities for this manpower will be huge. It won't only be confined to the territorial boundaries of India, because cross-border movement of human resource is also a huge human resource, particularly when the world is short of this human resource. Higher education cannot be the prerogative of all. Basic, primary and secondary education is a right. And therefore, as a substitute to that higher education, which only few are privileged to receive, it is necessary to train this resource so as it becomes well equipped in order to manage the challenges before both the domestic economy as also the global economy. I remember, sir, when we were students in the 1970s, there used to be a slogan which used to be given, "We want jobs and not degrees." With our little understanding of the economy at that stage, we used to use a phrase demanding that education be made job-oriented. We little did realize the full meaning and import of this. What the Department of Skill Development is doing is to converge the entire energies of now providing that job-oriented training to people so that they can be equipped in order to face the challenges. The governments, both at the center and the states, have a huge responsibility in this regard. The industry has a huge responsibility. And besides the industry, I think the kind of change which has to come about in our educational institutions, who will have to substitute the usual degree courses with the skill development courses, and these courses have to have a multiplier effect in terms of literally increasing in thousands and lakhs of these institutions all over the country, that these young children today who've had the fortunate distinction of standing with the Honorable Prime Minister, tomorrow can become a talented pool of people who can become world beaters and who can ensure that India itself becomes a great global economic force. I have not the least doubt, sir, that with the economy recovering and picking up, with wages in our other competitive economies increasing hugely compared to the Indian economy, our opportunities are great. And when Make in India and the Skilling India will converge, no doubt we have a great future ahead of us. Let me congratulate Shri Rajiv Pratap Rudy, the Honorable Minister, Shri Sunil Arora, the Secretary, for having led this great initiative under your leadership. I have not the least doubt that we are going to see a much better and brighter India in days ahead of us. Thank you.
धन्यवाद।